I'm so excited to hang out with you for a little bit today. My name is Julia, and I'm with Julia Sue's Stamping. I'm very glad that you're here, and if this is your first time here, then welcome. And if you have been here before, then welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. I know I keep saying that. I'm excited because today is all about texture. I'm going to be showing a really fun technique using embossing folders. The card that we're going to be using, creating with this also has some wonderful colors and a sentiment that is perfect for so many different types of occasions. So I am live in Northeast Ohio. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so everything I use is Stampin' Up! If you have any questions, be sure you leave them in the comment section. I would love to help you out with any questions that you have or comments. I try to respond as quickly as possible, so feel free to leave your questions or comments there. And without any further ado, because I value your time, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down to the work surface so we can get going. Here's what we're going to be using today. One of the first things, because it is about embossing today, and what I'm using to help show you about the embossing is the Changing Leaves Hybrid Embossing Folder. It's so perfect for a lot of different types of occasions, and today I've paired it with the pecan pie, a little bit of Night of Navy, and some basic white. For the sentiment, I'm going to use a really nice one from the Country Birdhouse stamp set. It says, "Hoping you have the best day ever." It's going to be stamped in the early espresso for a rich, cozy feel. And then to finish it off, we're going to add a little bit of sparkle with some pecan pie and clear adhesive-backed ribbon dots. All right, so I've got some of the white, basic white cardstock here. And the trick for this card is going to be creating an unembossed area, room for our sentiment so that we can stamp the sentiment. I put the embossing folder over the white, basic white cardstock like this, and I line it up nicely with the line that's on the side of the embossing folder. I'm going to leave about a third of it out of the embossing folder like so, and then going to be running it through the cut and emboss machine so that when I'm done with that, it looks like this. Can you see that? How only a portion of it has been embossed and the bottom third or so has not been embossed at all. All right, look at that gorgeous texture. I love those leaves. They're just stunning. And now we have a smooth space right here. So what I do with that is I'm going to put that into the embossing folder. Again, you can either use the other side of the embossing folder if you want, or you can just turn it over and use the same area that you did before. And again, you make it so that you have enough of it out so that some of the cardstock will stay smooth. I'm going to be stamping the sentiment on that smooth part there, and the rest of it will be textured. So after that gets run through the cut and emboss machine, it looks like this. And do you see that smooth space that's all ready for the stamping? All right, so I'm going to go ahead then and stamp the sentiment. I have the sentiment already onto a clear block, and now for the early espresso ink, tap it in. I might want to have it the right way. All right, so inking it up and then having it around the center area, and I can see where I'm stamping because this one is a photopolymer, so at least I can see exactly where I'm stamping. And that turned out beautifully right in that area that did not get embossed. Perfect. All right. that sentiment just helps really bring the whole design together. I love that. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit of drama with some Night of Navy, both inside and outside of the piece. I'm going to take this Night of Navy and put it onto the pecan pie base that I've already folded here. Looking for my adhesive. I'm going to use the tape adhesive. If you like to use glue, that's absolutely fine. A little adhesive goes a long way on these. All right, just line it up and press it down. Boom, instant contrast that makes those warm colors just pop. Now I'm going to also put the adhesive onto this base, the card front base, because if I put the adhesive onto the embossed piece, it might take those embossed pieces and press them down, and I don't want that. So I just go all around the edge because I want the embossed piece to stick all around the edge. I used a little bit more adhesive than I normally would because it is embossed, and that turns out so nicely. All right. Before I finish up this card, I want to show you some other designs that I did using the same technique. This one is using the shaded spruce and the dotted circles embossing folder. Doesn't it just scream happy birthday for someone's birthday? And inside is simply some more shaded spruce with some white around it. This one is using the So Swirly embossing folder, and it's got a bright shot of Poppy Parade in there. It's a really cheerful card for some thanks. Oh, and here's a landscape version that I made using the Fern embossing folder. The unembossed section is just perfect for highlighting this fun sentiment. I have a little doodle in there, and I love how the monochromatic leaves just help tie everything together with this great big loopy bow that I did. It's so much fun. I love the crushed curry color. So, and I also have some others that I did. Of course, a little Christmas one, and one where I used some sponge daubers. I have all of the details, including the supplies and colors. I've shared all of them on my blog, so just head over after the video and you'll find everything that you need to recreate these designs or to make them all of your own. All right, so now after we've put this all together, we've got that pecan pie base, and I've already folded it. Inside is some Night of Navy with some basic white in the center, and it has Night of Navy on it, and with the embossed image. I'm just going to finish it off with some of these adhesive back dots, and there is a lot of nice space on this embossing folder. It's got some clear space here, so I'm just going to put some of these dots here. What I mean by clear space is that some of the embossing folders, they have things that take up the entire area. But with the changing leaves, there is space where there's nothing. It's just nice and clean, and I think this is a really modern looking card. Very fun and finished. All right, isn't this just gorgeous? The changing leaves embossing folder adds a really beautiful texture, and the sentiment in the unembossed area just shines. So this card's perfect for sending a little joy to someone. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I really hope that you're feeling inspired to give this technique with embossing folders a try yourself. It's super easy. It's really quick, and as you can see, I made a lot of cards with this because it was just so fun. Every one of them I made me wonder how this embossing folder would look, or that embossing folder with these different colors. And it helps the card just shine all on its own. You're allowing that embossing folder to just take center stage and really light up your cards for a little bit of fun. making crafting easy on yourself. There's no reason to make it complicated. Some of these cards were simply stamps, ink, and paper besides with the embossing. So it's very simple, a fun technique. I hope you have an opportunity to get inky today and enjoy yourself. Give yourself a little mental break of doing some stamping. So if you enjoyed the video, please be sure you leave a comment, hit subscribe, share. I appreciate your support of my small business. If you already have a demonstrator, then give them a shout out. Maybe get one of these embossing folders from them. And if you don't and choose to use me, thank you. I appreciate your support of my small business. So, like I said before, I hope you get inky today. Bye-bye.